Alright guys, welcome to another Randy's Real Paranormal. We're out here in Benton Harbor, Michigan at the Morton house.
Smell.
Oh, it's caught on the carpet there.
Okay. Your first boss.
Oh. Hello.
How's it going? Hey, how you doing? Good.
Names will be really easy because this is also Debbie. Yes. And Dan and Dan. The house was built in 1849 by the first European settlers in Benton Harbor, Eliezer Morton, who we'll see on that side of the house, and his son Henry, who is in the corner. And 4 generations of the family lived here, including Stanley Morton over here, who's Henry's son, and then his children too. The house was in the family's possession until 1937 when Carrie died, and then it was given to the Federation of Women's Clubs. And since then, we've owned the house and use it as a museum. We use it for events and ghost investigations. In here, we've got the piano, which is actually a Morton artifact, belonged to the family. And on our very first investigation about 17 or 18 years ago, on one of the E.V.P recordings, we hear piano music very faintly being played in the background. Very cool. Another investigation that took place in 2013, they had a recorder on the bench, and I don't know who wants to get it, but they kept getting these little red beams of light that you would see on the pictures. And it didn't just happen on the piano, it happened everywhere in the house. The house was known as the Indian Hotel for a long time. When the Mortons lived here, they would let Indians sleep on their front porch, which actually was this space here. It was enclosed in 1912. They would give buffalo robes to the Indians and let them sleep here. So the woman that did this particular investigation was walking through here and stopped because she thought she heard chanting of some sort, turned around, took the picture, and she got this image, which we kind of think it reminds us of feathers or something. It's
Yeah, it's very strange. Almost like octopus tentacles too, a little bit.
Yeah, and it was something that we used to have a couch right here, and I was sitting on it watching her. So I know there was no lights coming in the window. There was nothing going on. No street lights, no reflection from cars or anything. So this room, we have this room set up as like an office. All of the books and cases in here did belong to the Morton family. And this room is actually Carrie Morton's bedroom. Carrie was an invalid for much of her life. And so this was her room. The bathroom over here has a wide door that would accommodate a wheelchair. And I'll show you the bathroom just because it's so cool.
Yeah, I started to look at it and I was like, this looks crazy in there already.
Imagine taking a bath in that tub with the sunlight coming in through the stained glass window.
Oh yeah.
And the hot water heater is a pretty cool feature. So you didn't have to carry hot water from the kitchen to the bathroom. Had its own hot water supply. But this is just a cool room. I'm not aware of anything supernatural happening in here, but
you never know.
You never know.
There's always a possibility.
I mean, I haunt the house, which I plan on doing. I'll be in here a lot because it's pretty.
Close-up shot.
Yeah.
So, and some of these bottles were found on the property because, everybody just dug a pit. One of our guys had an experience.
I was looking in here and I was like, this looks a little weird.
Now, the house is probably built without closets. At one point in time, you were taxed on the number of rooms you had, and they counted a closet as a room. So just because of the way it's built, I'm guessing that this was added on when Carrie began to use this for her room. But we did have a guy that was putting chairs away in there one day, and she walked into like a bright blue ball of light.
Randy, you're going in there later.
All right.
Locking you in.
Well, lock, the door doesn't shut.
No,
No, the house is settled so much that
Did
some of
Mr.
the
Morton die before his wife?
Stanley did die before Carrie, almost a year before. And they both outlived their two sons that grew to adulthood.
Do you have any record of her wearing, being in mourning and wearing a black dress quite often?
I'm sure she
A lot of
would.
people did at that time
Yeah.
for quite a long time, years.
Yeah, we
I
don't
just
have.
wondered. I'll
yeah.
tell you why in a little while.
Okay, yeah, we don't have a lot of family stuff per se. We have some things, like I said, the books and the cabinets in this room. That table belonged to Mr. Eastman. He was the lawyer, owned the Eastman Springs property. And we've got pictures around here, but not so much like the clothes stuff.
And all these books were the Mortons?
We're the Mortons.
Okay.
A regress door.
That's all Mark Twain there.
There's Horace Greeley. Eliezer was friends with Horace Greeley. So this room, the floors are really wonky.
Oh, wow.
Open the shade to get a little more light in here for now. So this was Stanley's room when he was older. We have it set up as, so he probably actually died in this room because he did die. So it's probably in here. This room doesn't have a lot of activity in it. Although we had a caretaker here that lived here, gosh, probably in the 80s. This chair did belong to the Mortons. They found it up in the attic. And the caretaker had cats. And the cats weren't supposed to come out here, but sometimes they did. And her sister would yell at her, because this little rug thing kept getting messed up. The cats would be locked up and it would still be getting messed up. So we think one of the Mortons, maybe Stanley was sitting there having a cigar or something, I don't know. But that's one of the stories that's been handed down is somebody will sit in that chair.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now, from here to this room, the entry hall and the stairs, this
CM
is
Niles.
a crazy
Oh, yeah.
Right through here to the stairs, you said?
There's a lot of names I recognize on this.
So, this
The
room,
Nichols.
Oh, yeah.
this room is the
Weird.
room where they would lay out.
Doesn't say weird. It just does it.
So when Stanley
Beckwith?
Carrie
That's another one I recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these we might recognize from graveyards too.
Oh yeah. Movers and shakers.
Yep.
One of the early videos that we have, somebody had a night vision camera set up by the door to the dining room over there. And it was kind of catching the stair and into here, and you could see that picture of, I think that's Jefferson, or Lincoln back there. A ball of light appeared about here, shot through this room, went to the stairs, and 2 investigators had just walked up them. And as the ball of light reached them, one of them says, "Do you smell soap?" So that was kind of an interesting thing. I've smelled soap in the house, like old-fashioned soap, several times over my years here. It's not an everyday occurrence, but that was just a kind of interesting thing. I'll have to film a video for you later. So right about as the stairs turned, that's where the "I smell soap" thing happened. The Indian chanting and that picture here. Last summer we were supposed to have a group come from the Detroit area, and they canceled. They had to reschedule because something came up. And it was a shame because for the first time ever we had one of our security cameras go off when nobody was here. And in the video there are like 5 or 6 different things moving through the doorway, going up the stairs. We were having a special meeting at the Morton house because I was on the board then too. And while they were waiting for me to finish doing something, one of the guys that was sitting at the table looked up, and as he looked up the stairs, he could see like the bottom half of a woman, like in an old-fashioned long skirt, start to come down the stairs.
Like a full-blown apparition kind of thing.
He didn't go into too much detail. I think it freaked him out a whole lot.
Yeah, right.
My question was going to be in the other room was how often is a woman reported on the stairs? You just answered it for me. So
Just the once.
Obviously somebody has seen it.
Another time I was meeting a friend here. I was meeting her after work, and for some reason I just couldn't leave work. It didn't make any sense. I should have been able to just shut my computer off and walk, but I couldn't. I get here, I pull up to the circle drive over here, and there's like a 12, 13-year-old kid walking by, and I'm polite. I let him cross in front of me, and he crosses, and then he stops, and he approaches me as I'm getting out of my car, and he's like, "Do you have a phone that I could use?" He was in a very unfortunate situation, and I was like, now I know why I was late. The Mortons wanted me to be late so that I would be here for him. So he came in, we gave him the phone so he could call somebody for assistance. And to give him some privacy, the other woman and I were in the back office when we hear, "Are we alone in the house?" Poor boy's voice was cracking, and he was scared out of his mind. He's standing at the table, and he looked over here, and he saw a man about my height wearing a long coat and a tall hat walk through that doorway. So we were like, "Oh, honey," we're like, "You saw Mr. Morton. You're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna work out fine for you. You saw one of the Mortons. I've been here for so many years and I don't see them. I know they're here, but he got to see one."
The person on the steps, before you mentioned it, I was going to ask about a woman in a black dress on the steps. I was aware of her when we came in. I thought I saw something in the window when I first arrived, and I don't jump to conclusions. I'm not a guy that jumps to
Which window?
The one that you don't have the shades on this end.
Okay, because we had
I was watching for shade movement, maybe somebody be in the house. I'm always looking.
well, I asked because we have a silver mannequin head in one of the windows over here, and it freaks people out all the time. So I just wanted to make sure that that's not what you...
Yeah, I'm not sure I saw anything. It was just a quick, like you said, one of those corner of the eye. I just happened to look up.
I mean, Eliezer and Joanna had 10 children, and all of them lived to adulthood.
Did the Mortons ever lose a ship on the Great Lakes? Anybody go down with any of their vessels that you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any...
My thought would be that maybe some of the stuff that people are picking up here too sometimes, and this is a far stretch, might be attached to losing one of the ships, and maybe there was some guilt felt.
The Chikora was a Graham and Morton ship. It's the only ship that they had that they lost. And it was there was only one passenger on it. And it was the only passenger that they lost as a result of they were making a January run to Green Bay. And 2 ships went out. The other ship they were able to stop from coming back. Mr. Graham, who was the president of the Graham Morton Transportation Company, saw the barometer drop. And so he sent 2 telegrams. One made it, the legend is that at Green Bay, the telegram boy is running down with the telegram in his hand trying to stop them. So the Chicora went down in a storm somewhere between South Haven and probably Saugatuck. We know that a spar from the ship washed up and was used in Douglas as the city flagpole for many years until it disintegrated.
Wow.
Watch your heads coming up here, folks.
It's low,
Even
huh?
though Stanley was 5'9.5" or so, this is really low.
Oh wow, it is.
Yes, I can't tell you how many times I've knocked
I
myself.
have no hair to lose, so we're good.
Yeah, back then 6 foot, you were a giant.
So really, there hasn't been a whole lot of activity in this particular room.
Nothing about this chair rocking or anything like that.
Nope. It'd be really cool.
I've
if it
been
did
wanting
now.
to see something like that.
That'd be really cool if it did now. Yeah, we haven't really seen much doors open, that sort of thing. Most of the results have been pictures and E.V.Ps and some videos. This is now the Pioneer bedroom. This particular mannequin was in that room at the top of the stairs. And for some reason when I started here, I started calling her Abigail. Now we've got 4 or 5 different mannequins in the house. She's the only one that I've named. When I met this particular caretaker, she told me that she also had named that mannequin Abigail, which I thought was pretty weird. And then a couple of years later, cleaning up the cemetery, we discovered that Eliezer had a second wife named Abigail. So Abigail's room is at the top of the stairs, but Abigail now lives here. When this room was moved over, I hadn't been here since the move when my husband and I came with our friends and the girl is psychic. And she gets to this room, and at that point in time, that rifle or whatever it is, musket, was underneath the trundle bed here. And she walked in immediately, reached under the bed and says, "Miss Morton says this cannot be down here. The children will get hurt." I didn't know it was under the bed, but she did. Having her come through the house was really interesting. Lots of stuff was going on. Haven't really had anything reported in here. That wallpaper is original to the Morton house, so it's about 110 years old.
Oh, okay, so that is original.
Yeah, the wallpaper
Okay.
here is. Haven't really had much happen in here that I'm aware of.
The one I saw was like a Civil War style thing. Maybe you've got short.
Morton's phone number is 85.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that little tiny phone book covers Benton Harbor, St. Joe, Coloma, Waterville, Leeds, South Haven, and I think Berrien Springs maybe.
Oh, wow.
But the Morton's phone number was 85. So the wallpaper in this room is also to the Morton family, so 110 years old or so. There's that wall hanging behind you guys over there. That came off of one of the Graham Morton ships, directly behind you. Turn around.
Yeah, that right there.
Oh, okay.
So, and then just because it's cool, that light fixture there is electric on the bottom and gas on top. Very dangerous.
Yeah,
Oh,
that doesn't
yeah.
sound like the greatest idea.
But in the early days of electricity, when you might only get it between 8 and 9 o'clock at night. Up here, it was another incident of the lines shooting off of the whatever detector or recorder they were using there. So we've
That is so weird. You got that so many times here.
And it's only been that one night.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
That
we've
is
taken
bizarre.
pictures all over the place, and only this particular night. We get a lot of one-time events only.
Could it possibly be something with whatever camera they were using, or?
I think this was multiple cameras.
Oh, it was multiple cameras.
I think so. But it was just
I've never
the
seen
weirdest
anything
thing.
like that.
Yeah, it was weird. All right, so another step up over here, guys, and we're gonna go in this room to the left. This is Abigail's room.
Abigail's room.
Yep, Abigail's room.
And it's now converted into an office.
It's our research room. So
Oh,
we've got
okay.
a bunch of books and stuff, news clippings, We think that this room was actually added in between the two real rooms. They had a lot of people that would stay with them, a large family, and when the canal was being built, the dredge operator actually lived with them for like a year and a half or something. This particular room, when we were here with my psychic friend, was standing here and talking, and I felt my shoulder get cold. Just my left shoulder get really cold. And you see there are no vents in here, the window is painted shut. And about the same time, or just after I started to feel that cold feeling, my friend goes, "Miss Morton just put her arm around you." And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird because my shoulder just got cold. My husband was walking around me, you know, like trying to feel like, is there a breeze or something? And he had to agree it was only on the shoulder. And now, every once in a while, when I guess I'm doing a good job or a good tour, I will get a cold shoulder, and in this case, it's a nice thing. Normally, people don't want a cold shoulder.
Yeah, it's a good call.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a good cold shoulder. But yeah, so this was Abigail's room.
What is this building right here?
That's the old barn.
Okay, that's the old barn. Okay.
Yep.
And when did they tear that down?
That they actually burned it as a fire training exercise in the mid-60s. There's where you guys are parked out there. There's a little cupola. That's the cupola from the top of the barn.
Me and Randy were like, what is this from? We were wondering. Because I've driven past it. I was like, what is that little thing?
Yeah, the barn itself was so termite damaged that it couldn't be saved, but the cupola was still okay. So we kept that.
Yeah.
At least you have something preserved from it.
Yeah.
Well, one day we'd love to rebuild it.
Oh, this is the House of David baseball team.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, did any of them ever come here or anything?
Probably not. Stanley was not a fan.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we were looking at trying to see if getting something involved with that.
All right,
Maybe
so
there should have been some dolls in here.
so this was probably a bathroom after 1912. In the 70s, it was turned into a laundry room. A laundry room. A laundry room. As a Eagle Scout project. But I really haven't had much happen in here, except this is where I told you about the polite ghost that said excuse me because the other investigator and I were to stand next to me. We're standing like this, saying, "Go down there and touch the REM pod, make the REM pod go off." And we heard this voice go, "Excuse me." Sorry, I didn't know you couldn't just walk through. So this is our attic.
And I was here
Oh,
before you
boy.
opened it one day.
Oh, yeah.
I was helping. There was an open house. I don't remember what it was, but I was helping out that day, just telling people where to go, basically. And I was standing here, and your mom was down at the end of the hall. And we're standing here. We were saying, "Oh, what if a ghost shows up today or something?" And this doorknob starts rattling like this, and your mom goes, "You heard that, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "Go see who's in there." And she's standing down at the end of the hall. And
We're
I'm like,
safe.
"I don't really want to open the door." I said, "Don't you go anywhere." And I opened it up, and there was nobody.
So I had to do that. Sorry.
It's just the attic. It's the attic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the house is old and squirrels find their way in. But I know a squirrel can't turn a door. I mean, it's kind of a hard doorknob to turn.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so down at the other end of the stairs, there was where we were standing, saying, "Go touch the REM pod. Get out of my way."
Yeah.
So you guys can come on in here. Watch your head. It is very, very low in here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Very low. So there's just stuff in here. I mean, we use it for storage.
Reminds me of your apartment.
Right?
It kind of does, though.
Nope. But just know if you stand here, leave space for a ghost.
Yeah. Right, yeah, apparently.
Right.
At least they're polite about
Yeah,
it, though.
they're like
Nothing really
Right.
happens over there. That is an addition like in the 60s.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Later we'll hear boxes being chucked down the stairs.
But nothing too, like, crazy in this part.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, that's one of my favorite memories, but it's like the only thing that we've ever really had happen up here. Except for squirrels.
Well, it still might be worth it to lock one of us in here in the dark.
Yeah.
Is there a basement?
There is a basement.
Oh, boy.
Yes. That's
Okay.
right.
We can probably cut until we get down there.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to chop this down there.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to chop this up
Yeah, because I'm going to chop this
anyway. So
That's a sweet
try to
mannequin
keep
right
it
there.
around 10 minutes.
On us.
I'll go down last.
He's gonna fall on us.
I'm stumping that from way back. I meant to do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just be very, kind of walk over to the left side. It's just, there's more foot. You can
Oh,
find your
yeah.
foot better on the left side.
That was weird. I felt like somebody was standing in between us, Danny.
You might be.
Like
I want
somebody
you to
was-
check that audio because
Yeah.
her and I both heard that.
I just felt like somebody was standing right in between us.
I promise I won't fall in.
Not on purpose
Not on
anyway.
purpose, yeah. I'll put my steps perfectly.
Oh yeah, there's where it goes down.
So yeah, there's the header, there's the light bulb.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
Hey.
They've
Yeah,
had nothing but weird luck in basements.
This is a good one.
Well, this is a cool basement.
This is a cool basement.
Like my
Very
house, I'm
unusual.
literally hell my God.
Okay, so first story about the basement is my friend the caretaker. She was coming down these stairs for whatever reason, and she tripped and she started to fall forward. So she was like right about here. She grabbed a handrail where there was no handrail. She was already past the end of the handrail, and a hand pushed her back upright. There was nobody down here. We're thinking it might have been their old chauffeur, Henry. He took care of the house, he took care of the family, you know, the basement was his realm too. So we're thinking it might have been him, that he might have pushed her upright. We had another psychic, and I'm interested to see if you feel anything down here, Dan.
I do.
What do you feel down here?
Did they have a fire here at one time?
Fire. Not that I am aware of.
Did they have servants back in the day?
They had the Swedish sisters, which I know sounds like every guy's dream.
That sounds like a Muppet show.
Yeah, the Swedish sisters.
sisters.
One of the sisters was nurse to Carrie, and the other one was like the cook housekeeper.
The brick floor.
Yeah, I guess it sounds like they had a fire down here at one time. I think there might have been a fireplace or something. It's more like something was on fire. Maybe they had a small fire, and maybe it wasn't mentioned in the history. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
You definitely had a coal chute here. I can't fit the puzzle. I can't see things. Other times I do.
Okay.
But I'm drawn to that room.
So back to the caretaker. She was in her apartment getting ready and had two friends out here waiting, and they were looking at the picture of Josephine, who died when Stanley was about 12 years old after her fourth child was born. And the two friends were standing there, and they look and they're like, wow, she's really pretty. And this voice goes, thank you. That freaked them out a little bit. I talk to her all the time. She never says anything to me. But the grand finale. So this, 2013 it happened. Once again, the couch was over there. I was sitting on the couch watching Danny take pictures, and she took a picture of this mirror here. But if you can look, and I don't know if the bright light will be too bright to...
Is that a hand or something?
Yes!
I just saw that right away right there in the corner.
Yes. I have hated this flower arrangement. That's why it's banished upstairs. If you can see, it's like a gentleman, like, posing for a picture.
What is that right there, too?
That is like the neck of his white shirt. Like he's wearing a coat. Which is what she was going around looking for, is to see if anything was reflected.
Yeah, like a picture was reflected.
Nothing has a hand. I mean, it reminds me of like Henry over there with the white...
No, but there's no hand.
There's no hand. There's no hand.
That's
But this, I mean, and if you look at it really closely on the bigger, you can even see veins. I mean, he is posing for his portrait to be taken with this newfangled camera. And that darn flower arrangement blocked it.
So does this have a specific name for the room or anything, or like?
It's the Empire bedroom,
Empire bedroom.
named after that time of history around the 1830s.
Okay. So I'm gonna start a E.V.P recording. I'm gonna set this. I'll just set it up on here.
Do one as well.
Yeah, I'll wait till you. All right, so we were in the Empire room, like she said. I guess we'll give our introductions. I always like to introduce myself when I come to locations for the spirits to communicate with me and everyone else. So I'm Tommy Tombstone, and I'm looking to communicate with any of the Morton family here tonight, or anyone else that's in this house that wants to communicate with us.
That has never happened before.
That just literally opened.
Yeah, that door just popped
Right
open.
when I said, I just got like goosebumps from that. Did you get that?
Yeah. Anna just got some kind of a weird,
Oh yeah.
some kind of a weird orb just flew out of that way too.
All right.
Could have
so,
just been dust though, but
as I was saying, my name's Tommy Tombstone, and I'm trying to communicate with like the Morton family or anyone else that's in this house that would like to come forth and communicate with us. We are local, so we come through Benton Harbor quite a lot, and we appreciate what you've done for this town. And so yeah, I would like to communicate with you guys tonight. Go ahead.
hi, my name is Randy. I've come here to communicate with you and maybe learn a little bit about you, and maybe tell someone something that maybe you didn't get a chance to tell.
Go ahead, John.
I'm John. I'm the cameraman tonight. I'd like to maybe see you or see something that you do.
I guess if you want to do it too, you can. I mean, I'm sure they already know you,
Yeah.
but
I mean, you guys seem to know my name very well.
3 knocks and I don't know, it's just a thing I do. All right, so the first thing I want to ask, it seems like, I don't know if that was you or just some weird coincidence of someone stepping on the floor to make that door.
Nobody was moving.
Yeah, that's the thing, opening. Can you tell me any of your names? Is any of the Morton family here? Can you come forth and say one of your names for us? Can you tell us how many of us are in the Empire room right now? Can you give us a number? If any of you wants to come forth and make one of these devices, oh, Randy's got one over here too. So if you want to show us how much energy you have, or show us, how close you are to us, you can touch any of these devices and we'll know you're here. You don't have to be afraid or shy or anything like that. I know we're new and we're kind of in your home, but we don't mean you any harm. We're just trying to get to know you. Set this one over here.
None of these devices will hurt you as well. They won't hurt you in any way. They'll just light up to indicate where you are in the room.
I'm going to play back the recorder.
Yeah, sure.
You can still make a noise or something for us. I'm just going to listen back to this and see if you were trying to communicate with us through this device. Alright, so we're in the Empire room, like she said. Can you tell me any of your names? Is any of the Morton family here? Can you come forth and say one of your names for us? Can you tell us how many of us are in the Empire room right now? Can you give us a number? I'm going to play back the recorder. Oh, nothing really.
I've broke off from the group. This is the attic. This is what they use for storage. Store all the historic items that people have donated. My name is Randy. I've come to communicate with you and to see if you want to communicate with me. I've set a couple devices around me. There's a black box right over here where I'm pointing the light, and you can touch that antenna, and that'll let me know that you're here. I've also set a little ball over there by the doorway. You could touch that, and that'll light up. Are you back in that room? I see shadow movement around back there. Are you back there? I also set a device over here. You can touch that. Like I said, I don't mean any harm. I've just come to communicate with you. You can come up, you can touch me to let me know that you're here. You could even show yourself to let me know you're here. I may be frightened at first, but it's okay. Can you touch that REM pod? Is my light maybe doing something? Does that help? Can you touch one of these devices around me? Think I can hear your footsteps. It's really weird, guys. I felt like I heard footsteps that way. And then I keep on getting an eerie feeling about this room because it's like a screen door. And it goes back to this room. And I mean, they use it for storage. But it's just strange. Look at that mannequin right there just peeking around the corner. That scared the hell out of me. Can you touch one of these devices that I have? Maybe you would like to speak with me. Can I hear your voice? Possibly. I have a little recording device here. A little device in my hand here. That'll pick up your voice. Can you please tell me your name? I'm not even joking. I just heard somebody whisper behind me. Can you tell me how you died? Perhaps? Listen to that back. Device in my hand here that'll pick up your voice. Can you please tell me your name? understand if you don't want to communicate with me. I'm gonna leave this room, okay? Alright. Well, I'm gonna try something in here. So I'm in here with Abigail. Abigail is right there. Usually I don't get too much through the spirit box. It's usually loud. But we're gonna see if we can get anybody to speak with us. My name is Randy. I've come to communicate with you. What is yours? I've set some devices around the room. You can touch them if you'd like. The little black box over there with an antenna on it. Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name? What is your name? Can you move Abigail the doll over there? Maybe tilt her head? Well, I'm not getting much out of you there. Can you make that device go off in Abigail's arms? To show me that you're here? Any of you? Alright. If there are any spirits in here that would like to communicate with me, I've set some devices around me here. There's a little black box over there on the corner of that cabinet there. There's a little antenna, you can touch that. That'll let me know you're here. You can even make that phone go off. I've also set a device in the middle of the dinner table here, and also another device over here in the baby chair. You can touch any of those devices to let me know that you're here with me. Can you touch any of those devices? Please? Just to let me know you're here. Okay. Well, if you don't want to show me that you're here, maybe I can speak with you through this app. Well, I shouldn't call it an app because you probably don't know what an app is. Through my telephone. You can speak through this. There's words in here that you can choose from, and I'll be able to understand you. So let's give that a whirl, okay? Are there any spirits in here with me? Yes or no? No? Can you tell me where you are? Can you touch one of these devices around here? Can you say my name? My name's Randy. That's make that baby doll move, maybe? My name's Randy. What's yours? Is there Abigail with me? Yes? Abigail. Hi. Abigail, can you do me a favor? Can you go up and touch that antenna over there? By the cuckoo clock? Pretty please? Can you maybe touch can you touch that little silver antenna over there in the baby chair? Well, how about I leave those there? You can touch those if you'd like at any moment. Are you in here? What'd you say about Tommy? Are you in the attic with Tommy and John? Yeah? Hi. I'm in a little washroom, I guess you would call it. There's all sorts of little antiques in here. Got a little kid section here. Creepy doll over there. Alright, my name is Randy, and I've come to communicate with you. If you can show me you're here, I've set devices around in a couple areas. I've set one here on the iron board that you can touch, one over there by the small doll, and one right here. It'll pick up your energy if you want to set off any of these. Can you give me a sign that you're here with me? I also have one in my hand you can come up and touch. Alright, I'm going to set a little recording device here. You can come up and say your name in it. Say anything you'd like. Maybe your name. Maybe you can say my name. Is there anyone here with me? Abigail, Henry. Go ahead and play that back.
It would be great if you guys could make your presence known down here along the main foyer area. So anyone in the Morton family or any other one here.
Is there a Carrie here? Carrie Morton?
Can you give us some sort of sign that you're here? Can you give us a knock?
Somebody want to come take a seat with me? Come take a seat with me over here. Like right here. Maybe Carrie or James or Henry.
Get the necrophonic out and see if it says anything in there. Why are you guys being so quiet tonight?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me any of your names?
It sounds like Morton.
Is the Morton family here with us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's one of your names? Can you give us one of your names?
Susan?
Can you tell me?
10 kids, so.
Is that what I just said?
No, remember she said they had 10 kids, so there might be a Susan.
Yeah, it could be a suit. Wow, this is a stiff ass couch.
Can you tell us one of our names? What's my name? Can you guys make one of these devices go off? You haven't made like any of these go off all night. Could you please do that for us? Could you make that music box go off? How many of us are in this living room right here? Did it say two? I thought I would like whisper right there. How many of us are in this living room? Sit there.
Can you go sit over on that couch over there where I put that black box with the green light on it? There's like a whisper. If you just go sit over there by either of those green lights, it'll let us know that you're here.
Can you give us a bang or a tap? Like a... Alright, go ahead. We're listening.
Did you do it?
Did you bang or tap for us? Did you give us a bang or...
Sounds like something back in that kitchen.
Yeah. Are you in the kitchen?
Yes.
Can you make another noise from the kitchen for us?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
Can you touch that antenna that's on top of the table there in the kitchen? Whoa, something.
What?
I got one of those weird blinking lights that came at me.
Really?
Yeah. Whoa.
What?
Oh, wait, no, I just debunked that right away.
The cars driving by?
I just seen, the tail lights go across the top of that doorway.
I was gonna tell you there was some cars driving by.
Yeah, that whole entire window is lighting up with. There's another orb though. There's some weird shit going on.
Can you give us one big last final sign? So that we know that you were here at the Morton house tonight? Someone give us a sign, please.